Black Series has continued to impress me more and more recently, and in this video we'll get into why I think they've just been killing it. And of course we'll be doing a little bit of, I think, pretty entertaining toy photography. So Ki-Adi-Mundi, I feel like this guy's been a little bit of the talk of the town, talk of the council lately with, the whole Acolyte. At the time of filming this video, the Acolyte comes out later tonight, but at the time of this coming out, it will have already been out, so I hope everyone loves it. But he's been a little bit of the talk of the town back in the Phantom Menace. Qui-Gon goes up and he's like, guys, I totally saw a Sith Lord. And he's like, dude, that's impossible. They've been extinct for millennia. And all the, other council members kind of roll their eyes at Qui-Gon Jinn like a bunch of jerks. So if Ki-Adi-Mundi said that they've been extinct for millennia, then how do all these Jedi in the Acolytes see this clearly a Sith with a red lightsaber and they still think that they're extinct? So what do you think? What happened? Are you in the boat of all of those Jedi have to die and perish in this fight, or Disney breaks canon again because they totally suck? Or are you thinking there's a lot of other potential possibilities as to why this would happen? And you know what? I just can't wait to watch it. That's the boat I'm in, by the way. But anyway, because of that, I guess Ki-Adi-Mundi's been a little bit more of a talk lately. So kind of perfect timing for this guy to come out. I pre-ordered him on entertainmentearth.com. If you're ever in need of action figures, which you always are, head to Entertainment Earth, go to the link in my description of this video and use my discount code, pre-order yourself something, get yourself something nice like Ki-Adi-Mundi right here. It's funny, I used to really love Ki-Adi-Mundi, and I still kind of do, and just like most of the prequel Jedi, I really thought they were the coolest thing ever, but the more I watched them as an adult, I realized they were just kind of a bunch of closed-minded jerks that allowed a Sith Lord to become the Chancellor of the entire Republic and destroy them all and create an empire. I don't know, these guys kind of sucked. Okay, just at first glance, this is honestly one of the nicest Black Series figures in a while. I mean, there's a lot of great ones lately, and they've been impressing me a lot lately, but this is, I think, probably the best looking Black Series Jedi that we've ever gotten. I never really realized how completely unique and different his outfit is. His robes are probably next to Anakin's in Revenge of the Sith. He's probably got the coolest looking robes. He's got the hood and everything all up in there. He doesn't wear a full robe on top like the other Jedis do. And I like that. It's kind of cool. He's almost wearing a sleeveless hoodie. That's pretty cool, man. Ki-Adi-Mundi's got a nice drip. Is that what the kids say these days? And the sculpt is entirely, new, unlike so many of the Jedi Black Series figures are basically just the same thing with a different head. But he's totally different. Plus, I really like his boots. His boots look really nice. They look good. I'm impressed. And I mean, that's just aside from how nice his face sculpt looks. But Hasbro, job so far. So the face is just impressive. This really looks like Ki-Adi-Mundi. I mean, we don't really look at his face a whole lot in Star Wars. Now, it looks fantastic. The sculpt is great, and the paint is subtle and looks good. It just really looks like Ki-Adi-Mundi. I wouldn't be able to think of anything to make the face look better. It's like Figuarts quality face, in my opinion. Looks great. Wow, I have never noticed how weird and gross looking the back of Ki-Adi-Mundi's head is. I feel very uncomfortable looking at that, and I'm ready to move on to the next thing to talk about. Just kind of messing with him, and I think the hand pegs are totally different. This is not a usual Black Series hand kind of deal. That's not usually what it's like. I feel like the peg is usually on the hand, not on the arm. I don't really get a whole lot of movement. I can't do something like this. Has this been a thing for a while? Can anyone tell me? That's pretty interesting. Overall, I think the articulation's pretty good. It's pretty on par, I'd say, with a lot of other Black Series figures nowadays, even with some clunky, cloth-looking plastic on the pants and stuff like that. You're still able to get him in some pretty cool poses. These hands, though, if I ever try to, really do something where I'm, pushing with the Force or something, I get a lot of that. That kind of stinks, but it's not a huge deal, but there is that, I suppose. And if you do take his lightsaber hilt off, you can stick it right on the side like that. Boop, and there you go. Pretty cool. So overall, I think this is a actually pretty sweet figure. I'm happy to have this one in the collection. Good job, Hasbro. Another good job. This is like several good job Hasbros in a row for sure. Do you give this a W or an L? Comment below, is this a W or an L? I'm giving it a W for sure. And now it just makes me think, what other prequel Jedi do we need? I don't know, what, Adi Gallia? Yariel Poof? I would be first in line for Yariel Poof. Who knows, maybe we'll see him in the Acolyte. I don't know, maybe. Oh yeah, let me know what other prequel Jedi we're looking forward to. I'm pretty excited to fill them all up. So I've got a great idea with him. He's probably not gonna like it, but it's gonna be an Order 66 scene. Let's go and take this shot for this shooting and reviewing video. Okay, so I'm outside in the dark. Let me show you what I got. Okay, so check it out. We've got 2 clones taking out poor Ki-Adi-Mundi. And please feel free, commenters, tell me how much I'm wrong with this is not how it happened. Those are not the right clone battalions. Go for it. I don't have the right ones, and this sounded cool anyway, so this is what I'm gonna do. So go for it. But anyway, we've got these 2 clones taking Ki-Adi-Mundi out, and Ki-Adi-Mundi's flying up in the air. He's getting blown up by blaster fire, and it's epic. And right now, all 3 of these figures are perfectly in focus because they're right on the focus line according to where my camera is. If you want to know more about that, I got this video right here. So it's a little dark out, so I've got 3 loom cubes helping me light stuff up. I've got things mostly towards the back, facing the backs of them, so I get a little bit of rim lighting. So if you can tell, there's some rim lighting on there looking right now, which looks pretty good. So I've got a plan here, and I'm gonna take a few different shots, and I'm gonna layer them together. So I'm gonna do one just normal shot like this, and then a few shots with some light right here all around in different places, red and normal colors. And I'm gonna also take some shots with sparklers on Ki-Adi-Mundi's back, so it really looks like he's getting blown in the back with the blasters. And the red light is gonna be reflecting on things, so it looks like the red blaster fire is reflecting on the ground. I will layer all of these photos in together to hopefully make something that looks pretty cool. And I've also got a tutorial on the layering as well. I've got a tutorial for everything. I'm actually using my 40mm lens today because it's a little bit more of a tighter scene with stuff going on here. So my shutter speed's at 400 right now, which is pretty fast enough. I don't need it to be too fast, but I want it to be a little bit fast for my sparkler. My f-stop is at 2.5. That's actually the lowest I can go with this lens, and that's just fine. And my ISO is at 400 as always. Whenever I have darkness like this with harsh lights over on the sides, really close to things, if I turn my ISO up too high, I get visual noise and distortion, and I don't want that. So I'm gonna keep it nice and low like I always do. And as long as I've got my handy little remote, it makes things easier. Okay, before it gets any darker, let's go and take this shot. And I'll do a time lapse of the editing and everything. Like the 4th or 5th time in a row I've been this impressed with a Black Series figure. Hasbro's doing great, and I'm really curious to hear what you guys are thinking. Am I being overly positive, or do you guys agree? There's some really great stuff coming out lately. Yes! If you did enjoy the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. That really would be wildly helpful, and I just appreciate you watching the video and getting this far at all to begin with. So this photo, along with everything else, will be posted on Instagram at Sirdork, on TikTok at Sirdork730, and Twitter at Sirdork730. Once again, thank you so much for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one.